guys, I'm League of Larcy here with Mink the Satyr.
Hello!
We're going to talk about Cosplay Design 101. If you have a character that you want to design and make completely unique, we're really good at that, right?
I mean, and also if you are, say, trying to dress up as a non-human character, which sometimes we like to do, this would be your opportunity to design a cosplay that makes non-human things into your human form.
Okay, we call this Gajinka.
It's a Japanese word, I think.
I think so. I think it's derived from some sort of Japanese heritage.
But what I did learn is that in addition to non-human characters like animals, this could apply to things like ideas and deities. Because apparently, because the deities are not mortals and therefore not human, the act of cosplaying a god is considered a gajinka.
Also, I'm pretty sure
So
you can
all those
apply...
Jesus Christ cosplayers are technically gajinka.
I mean, technically, too, you can apply Gajinka to a household appliance, and you could be a toaster.
A brave one?
A brave toaster. Or even
Hashtag
a
brave little toaster.
Hashtag. So, we are actually pretty well known for doing Pokemon Gajinka. My friend Mink here has been working on creating the whole 151 original Pokemon. It's going to take her approximately 15 years.
I've completed year 3.
And she's got about 20, 30? Oh, you're in the 40s now? 40 Pokemon deep.
I'm not 40 years old. I'm just 40 Pokemon deep.
Oh, wow. You look great for your age.
Thanks. I moisturize and nap. I don't actually moisturize.
Don't nap at all.
I only nap. I'm basically I'm asleep right now.
Wow. You are very functional as a sleeping person.
Thanks.
So today we decided that we're going to plan out Mink's next Pokemon. And we're going to show you exactly how we go about taking an idea and putting it on paper and then putting it into creation. But first,
we should talk theory. There are a couple of things that are really helpful when you are approaching a costume before you even get started. Some of those things include theme, include obviously the animal, deity, non-human something that you're going to make.
Pokemon.
In my case. And another thing to consider is like silhouette or technique. So for example, a lot of times what I like to do is I like to come up with a thing that I want to make. Like, oh, I really want to try this technique I heard about for making wings. Or like, oh man, I really want to make some armor. And then because Pokemon, there's like, I mean, at point of recording, there's something like, I think 900.
I think
Pokemon.
It's like 960.
Yeah, we're not at 1,000 yet at time of recording, which like PortCon 2021, you know when we're recording now.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm just, sorry, I wasn't just like.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past you.
Waving with the PortCon sign. So because of this, I have a lot of options. So I could say like, man, I want to do something really flowy. What exists that could scratch that itch for me? It's very simple.
I mean, you can also do things like you have a favorite anime or you have a favorite video game and you really love the outfits.
Oh, are you thinking a mashup?
I'm talking like not crossplay, but like this
like
meets that. Okay, fine. Mashup. Mashup's a great word.
Mashup.
So I like to do crossovers.
Oh, that's the word. Crossover.
That's why I was like, it's not crossplay.
It has a cross in it.
It's not Animal Crossing. So I
think we're the same person. Same hand gestures. And go on.
So I actually usually pull from my favorite video games. a lot of,
Do you play video games?
yeah, I
Me
guess
too.
so. I mean, Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
It's not just a TV show.
What? Or a comic book?
I've actually done things where I've taken really old school anime like Magic Knight Ryer, and I've
example.
combined it with Pokemon before. I did a Flareon once upon a time. It wasn't my favorite, but the concept was there. It looked great on paper. So I mean, it's all about experimentation. If you really like some armor that you see in a game, tailor it to the character that you want to make into a Gajinka. I mean, I recently did an Assassin's Creed Leafeon, and it's called Thiefion. I feel real confident about that one.
I have no leg to stand on. I did my Weeping Bell.
Oh,
Bell.
that's Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I 0 legs upon which I stand.
I mean, I saw a Taco Bell.
I have also
That was a
seen
good
a
one.
Taco Bell. That I saw that in person once at Dragon Con. It was very chef's kiss.
Although it's not really a Gajinka, but like we're gonna just shout
She's
that
a
one out.
taco.
anyways.
She was a taco.
Okay.
I maintain that
That's right. That's right.
you could be a food, and that counts as a Gajinka. So yeah, we're so kind of bringing it back. One of the first things that I brought up was theme. And a lot of times, like my raison d'etre, and I'm sure many of you who have seen me and talked to me for 12 seconds have heard me say, is when it comes to designing a Gajinka or a character of your own, give that character a job. Picture the world in which it lives. Because the reality is, yeah, something looks neat, but what's going to make your design just more accessible and tell a better story is if you have that story in your mind. That way you can kind of add fresh details that you may not have thought about if you were just cobbling something together and didn't have a real clear vision for it. So like a classic example would be like, say you decided that you were going to, your job for your character was they were going to be like your classic Dungeons and Dragons wizard.
I was going to recommend Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
Pull
a
out the
great
book,
source material.
follow through your different classes and be like, I like this one and I want to be this.
But that gives you a time and a place, kind of, which is great for future you. If you're like interested in doing photography, like you can now invoke a location in your mind, whether it's fantasy or real. Like you can say like, oh, I'm doing Dungeons and Dragons Fantasy Fun Time. I guess I want it to have an outdoor fantasy fun time. I'm not going to take this in the modern age. I'm going to try to find something a little more natural.
It can also give you a direction if you want to have props.
Indeed.
It gives you a job to apply to your props. So let's say you're a barbarian. Suddenly you get to make a giant axe or sword.
Right, or a weapon.
I like giant props, so
Yeah.
I go for the big and bad, so to speak. But I mean, cute little daggers, a nice like mage staff. I've had a wand before, courtesy of Mink. I mean,
you a wand?
I borrowed one.
I don't even remember lending you a
I
wand.
kind of just snuck it.
Did you ever give it back?
I did.
Oh, wow.
I snuck it back in.
Never noticed. No knowledge that this was gone, used, anything. I have a wand.
Yes.
I have a short-term memory.
Yeah, I did a mage Glaceon once upon a time.
That one.
Yeah, it was very small.
It was a very sweet
Had a little
wand.
like
I
gem.
got it from Salem, Massachusetts.
So I mean, it all depends upon what you like, where you want to go, and it helps when you assign it a job. Like basic, Gajinka 101 is.
And jobs aren't just exclusive to like your D&D things. You can very much be like maid or
Belly dancer,
belly dancer, a high-powered business executive. I don't know.
I really wanted to do a belly dancer Persian because of the like coins. Like Meowth has all those coins, and
Is
then
it because
evolves.
Persian is also a descriptor for the people of Persia?
No.
Because
I mean, there's a good derivative.
I submit that like a Persian would be exquisite. I'm also a big fan of references, and I don't just mean references to television or to media. I mean references to anything. References to historical garments. Do some research.
Historical eras are like when it comes to time and place and job, because the farther out you go, the like farther off of modern you go, the more fun it is.
But you don't have to be like, I need to create a historically accurate garment. What you can do is you can just like look up silhouettes. You can look up what existed and then refer back to them. That's what a reference is. You know, I might think that the silhouette of like the samurai mask hat situation looked really cool. I might not be making a samurai armor, but I might give like a subtle nod in my design to that aesthetic if I think it might be appropriate to enhance my vision. And I'm just a giant fan of doing what I consider it's very much like in The Witcher where it's like so and so will remember this.
Yeah.
Like anytime I see something inspiring, I'm just like, Mink will remember this. And like I tuck it away in the back of my mind, and I may not take it out to play for a couple of years. And I've got quite a few costumes where that has been the case. My
your Gladiator Gyarados.
Gladiator, it hasn't happened yet. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but it might happen. But that has yet to happen at the time of this recording. No, I'm thinking my Haunter cosplay. I did a Haunter this.
It was very Kill la Kill.
It was a combination of Kill la Kill was one of my references, and League of Legends. Fi?
Yeah. With the big hands.
Yeah, she's got big robot hands.
You know, Haunter has the.
I wanted to make Haunter have large hands because that's what the character calls for. It's basically a face and hands. So I wanted to create that. And many years ago, I knew I wanted to do like the Vi robot hands from League of Legends in like a Haunter-esque style. So it's kind of borrowing that ideology and transforming it. So like pushing it into a different direction, not just a different color palette. And then in the time since I had that idea, I was like, I had watched Kill la Kill, and I'm like, oh, I like those shoulder pads.
Some excellent gems.
Those are some excellent shoulder pads. And so I wound up integrating that into my design as well. So it's really just about being inspired wherever inspiration hits you and storing that away like a squirrel storing nuts for winter.
Or you could just take a drawing pad and have it draw down your idea and slip it away.
Whatever works for you. So now let's transition into, okay, we know that we want to make something. And we know that, okay, we'll come up with a thing. We've got a job. What if you can't draw? What do we do if drawing people is hard?
Well, references. Pull up a picture from the internet. Also, you can, without stealing from other artists, you can look and see what other people have done and take elements, like garment elements, and like, I've seen a lot of, like, let me rephrase, on like Pinterest and whatnot, people out there, artists out there like to draw outfits on mannequins and just like have them as references, and they're thousands of them.
So, yeah, when you said Pinterest, I thought you were going to talk about a vision board.
I mean, that too.
So for those uninitiated, a vision board is basically where you make, it could be an actual just collage you make out of pictures, but people do their vision boards differently. But it's you just assemble different inspiration points on a piece of, like on a single document, so that you get the whole idea laid out in front of you. And if you are using Pinterest, say, as like your jumping off point, and you're using people's references, what you would do is you would pull those images and add them to your vision board.
You also don't need to be the greatest artist to draw down an idea. Like, if you just draw a square, oh, this is the sleeve I want, and then like scribble a flower. You could even write put flower here.
Oh, I've totally taken notes on my own drawings.
You don't have to be an artist to design your own thing. It's just a matter of remembering what you want to do and taking your ideas and putting them together. And if it's just like writing it in words, that's okay too. It doesn't have to be drawn. And sometimes like the fun of it all is writing down all your key points that you want and then throwing your garment on a mannequin and just start tailoring it from like nothing. Like if you're familiar with draping, sometimes I like to go out and find fabric
I'm draping.
that I really like, and I kind of have an idea of what I want to do for an outfit, but I'm not yet sure. So I'll take some like scrap fabric and I'll start like creating my own draped silhouette, and I'll just like pinch things in and pin stuff and be like, that looks okay. And then I'll keep going and add things in, and then I get like an outfit and I'm like, okay, I really like this. Then I'll cut it out and put it on the fabric that I found. It doesn't have to be really well laid out. Just like give yourself a direction. What? I'm handsy.
I know, I'm just copying your hands.
Just give yourself a direction. And I mean, sometimes the best thing is just having a direction and you just add things in. Oh, I like this. You add that in. Oh, I like this. You add that in. And suddenly you have like an outfit of all these things that you really liked. And it's all together and you're like, hey, I like how this came out. I actually designed a summer dragon. I had no design whatsoever on paper. I like made a top once. I made a skirt another time out of like a similar color scheme. Then I'm like, I really like armor. So I made a golden chest plate and I'm like, okay, I need a shoulder to go with this. Well, I mean, I guess I'll try this dragon scale mail shoulder. So I made that. And like over the course of a month, I made all these like silly, weird pieces. And then I put it all on my mannequin and I'm like, oh, hey, that.
So I'm going to pull it back to you. So what if you can't draw? I'm going to pull it all the way back. I'm going to bring it all the way back. So a couple of things that you can do. If you can't draw a human, but you want to draw a design, I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
It's a really good secret.
My buddy Google has got all the jams. Because, yeah, let me tell you about my buddy Google, my overlord Google. Love you, buddy. Thanks for listening. If you want to draw a fashion design, you can look up a fashion drawing template. And they'll have various poses. Actually, there are even companies that sell these like pose cards where you can get these like different blank face. They usually do elongated proportions because that tends to be a little bit easier to do fine detail work on. But you can get these like fashion cards that give different poses that would give you a sense of, okay, this is how I want to draw my drawing. That being said, if you don't want to use the cards and you want something that like, you know, will work and you have a little, for like any situation, I recommend getting a figure, like a drawing figure. There is actually a wonderful, there's a wonderful company that makes these little figures called Body Chan and Body Kun. Body Chan is the female figure and Body Kun is the male figure. And they're these idealized anime figurines that the original intent was that you would get it if you were drawing comic books so that you could work out your poses, especially with like multiple characters in a single pose.
And dynamic poses.
Exactly. So it has all these like different, you can like, it has these different hand pieces. So it has different poses for the hands and like holding things kind of poses. It is very jointed. So you can really move it around. And the idea is that you would pose it and then you can take a picture on your phone or camera or whatever.
Or you could even put a piece of paper over your screen and trace it.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that part.
I'll do that too.
I know, we'll get to that part. You're burying the lead.
Oh.
I'm building a narrative structure here.
I'm just excited to get to the designing.
I know, it's too soon. We're still chatting. So you would make your 3D model, or you'd have your 3D model. You can take a picture in whatever direction you want and pose that, and then you would upload it onto your computer or print it out and trace paper over it. But the idea is that it gives you an already proportioned out figure, so you don't have to worry. And it's actually just great in general. Like if you want to draw anime and you don't want to deal with proportions.
I have a cheaper model. It's about this big, and it just has the joints. It doesn't have fingers or anything.
Any jointed doll or model will work out fabulously, and just
trace them
trace
for
them
like $5 at like the Christmas tree shop. And
yeah, I think my thing was like $25 or $30. Like it was not
Amazon.
big. It did not break big.
Yeah.
But I use it a lot, like a lot.
It's also good for posing for photography if you want to practice. So yeah.
So we're gonna do some design work today.
Yeah.
Hey Larcy, what are we gonna design?
We're gonna roll some dice.
Oh, shall we explain how this will work?
So, because Mink is working on making the 151, we're gonna roll a random set of dice for a random Pokemon, and we might get like a number that doubles as like lower and higher. We're just gonna take the two and decide which one is the most fun to design.
So for you dice nerds out there, we're rolling 2d10. One of them is the tens unit, one of them is the ones unit. And so basically what's going to happen is for the hundreds unit, it's going to be binary. Either it's going to be a 0 or a 1. We will look up what both Pokedex numbers are, and then from that we will pick, like if it's 25 or 125, we'll pick accordingly. And obviously if we roll above 151, we can still draw whatever the other thing is. Like if it's 190 something, like who cares? We can still
Well, I only have the first 151 pulled up, so it better be within that range.
Okay, so you're hoping for a tens unit
that is
5 or lower. Got it. Okay.
And hopefully we roll something that you haven't done. Otherwise, I'm re-rolling again because I want this to be one of your next ones. I don't care how silly it is.
This is non-binary. I am not committing to anything. Non-binding.
Yes, she is.
Am I? Oh God. All right.
I mean, you just did some of the most derpiest Pokemon.
Just do it.
Including Bellsprout.
Get this over with.
All right, here we go. Ready, guys?
Boy. I'm not ready.
All right, I got a 27 or a 127. So what do we got here?
Non-zero chance I've done one of them already. Wait, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Oh.
Because 25, yeah, I'm going to guess. I'm not looking. 25 is Pikachu. I know that one by heart. And then 26 is Raichu, because obviously. So 27, I'm going to say Clefairy.
No.
Darn it. Don't tell me. Jigglypuff.
No.
Darn it. Okay, tell me.
It's Sandshrew.
Oh, I like Sandshrew.
Wait, and 25.
120.
I feel like it's one of the evolutions.
That's 125. You rolled 27.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
It's Pinsir. Okay, I'm sorry. You got me confused with the 25.
Yeah, well, because I was using that as my grounding. I have landmark Pokemon that I base it off of.
So we've got Sandshrew or Pinsir. They're kind of like similar types too. Isn't Pinsir?
Are they?
Well, like, oh no, Pinsir is just bug. I thought it was bug ground. I'm sorry, they started doing double types after the 151, so it's confusing.
I was like, what? No, they're not.
Okay, so I kind of want you to do Pinsir. So you can make like two giant horns. You could be the devil.
Oh, Jesus.
That's risky.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, what do you want, Sandshrew or Pinsir?
No, I can do Pinsir.
Do you want me to re-roll?
No, I don't.
We're gonna do Pinsir? Yes.
It's the sound of my soul leaving my body.
You have to do it eventually.
I do. Do I? I do.
Yes, you do.
I do.
All right, so here's our model that we're going to work with. Luckily, Mink's an excellent artist.
I'm okay.
Luckily, Mink's an okay artist.
There you go.
So now we got to decide. We've got Pinsir. We need a job or a time, a place, an inspiration. I'm kind of feeling like Pinsir would be a really cool samurai. Because I'm thinking like the helmet with like the moon shape, except it was like the pincers.
Pinsir?
Pinsir.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm reluctant to do a samurai because I haven't done enough research on a samurai aesthetic to broadcast that in front of people. You're killing me, Smalls.
Okay, well, what if you did something like... Gosh, I'm really sold on that samurai helmet.
Are you looking stuff up for me to reference?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
looking up the samurai
Oh,
helmet.
now I
Check
see what you're
this
saying.
out.
Okay, so
I wish
you're
that I could show you guys.
You're saying I'm gonna draw in the helmet. Now you'll notice I did make the I made the picture lighter because it'll make life easier for us to, you know, observe what we're doing. So you're saying that I should do like horns like so for that kind of half moon samurai hood. Let's get that.
And then it's like the flappy flaps. They like really flap out.
I see what you're saying with that, and we'll have here's the face.
And then since Pinsir is a bug Pokemon, like most bugs have some sort of like bug plating, so to speak, because their body is segmented.
Yeah.
So it'd be really cool to have like a segmented like armor, and since samurais have that like layered segmented armor,
I'll make this lower.
It kind of creates itself. And Pinsir is very like, if you look at his design, he's a bug and he has lines across his body all the way down. So it's very, it's kind of laid out for itself, honestly. Unless you were to do Mega Pinsir, but we won't get
I mean, Mega Pinsir, actually pull up a picture of Mega Pinsir for me.
Mega Pinsir has wings and it looks like...
Mega Pinsir is my jam. No, keep Mega Pinsir up. Okay. Because now...
Can you, like, show them a picture of this? This is crazy.
So what you're saying is, can Future Mink edit this? You're so mean to me.
Okay, guys, I'm just going to show you on my phone since our setup is a little bit weird.
You're just giving me editing notes. Because I can just edit that in. You can just edit a picture of Pinsir over your face right now.
Okay, sure.
I'm not going to make you... My camera's not going to pick up your cell phone.
You can just hold it up.
You're bananas. Okay. I'm going to do something that's going to blow your mind, I think. That's too big. I gotta control my proportions. Proportion is very important to me when it comes to designing something. All right, so earlier...
Why didn't you say that when you made that Mr. Mime hat?
That
thing was bigger than your body.
That was all about proportion.
All right, here we go.
All right, I'm not doing something samurai. I'm messing with you now.
All right. What job do you have in mind for this Gijinka?
Oh, I have quite the job in mind.
Oh.
Yeah,
Are you doing like K-pop?
No.
I'm gonna like start throwing stuff out there. Is this gonna be like ancient Egypt?
No, it's not ancient Egypt, but bless your heart.
Well, I mean, okay. Give me another element to guess on. Oh gosh, I'm stumped.
Oh, are you stumped with this?
Why does this look like Ty Lee?
Oh man, no.
This looks like her outfit.
I'm doing...
It's not Avatar.
No, I'm not doing Avatar.
Okay. Is this a crossover or is this just out of your butt?
This is out of my butt. I am doing something... Actually...
These are the wings, by the way, of Mega
Yeah, but
Pinsir.
I'm again scaling my proportions here.
I wonder why I gave him wings. It seems so odd.
He has wings.
Like a
He's a bug. He's a beetle, basically.
I guess. He looks very scary. He has a lot of teeth.
You referenced this earlier, so that's why I'm thinking of doing this.
I referenced this.
Yeah, you referenced this earlier. The reference I am thinking of, you made this reference earlier, and that's where this is coming from.
So I guess I'm just boring, because I would have gone with a samurai.
No, I think...
Oh, is this Magic Knight Ryer?
I'm totally doing a Ray Earth reference here.
Hey! Hope you guys like old school anime.
I mean, it's also part Slayers, too, if we're going for 90s anime. Because Mega Pinsir has these, like, exciting wings, which would be a delightful opportunity for some, like, really fun, like, wide cape thing.
They're also, like, kind of spiky. They have, like, spikes coming out of them, so, like,
We'll get there. We'll
What
get
if
there.
you gave like your shoulders some of those like weird spikes?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay.
I'm not there yet.
Why can't you draw faster?
Because I'm only a human being. I can't just, I'm not some monkey. You can just, I don't think a monkey could do this, frankly.
You have high hopes. Now, which knight are you basing this off of? Is this Umi or is this Hikaru?
I mean, technically, it's not any of them anymore. And if I'm being honest, this collar I'm putting in is Lantis. I'm sorry, did I just go?
I see it.
Okay, I was like, did I just
So you're gonna go the bad guy now. I mean, with all those spikes. Okay, I mean, I guess nobody in that show was really inherently bad. They were just, they had different viewpoints on how they thought the world should work and who they thought should be alive. But it doesn't make them inherently bad, I guess, if they believed in something that they thought was good.
I guess it's more of an Eagle collar, let's be honest. Eagle was the one who had the high black collar, right?
Okay, I'm a sucker for like horns and like EVA foam work.
Oh yeah, I would definitely. So if I was going to make this in foam, I would make it in small mode in clay and then blow it up later.
You can also do a tinfoil model and then cover it in duct tape and then cut out that duct tape, make a pattern of that. It's a good little quick patterning technique. Ooh.
The elf ears and like kind of Umi,
well, they were all
here.
I want to say they were all very magical and not quite human. So you're gonna do blunt bangs?
Yeah, I'm doing the blunt bangs.
Are you gonna give yourself a headband?
Yeah, I got a headband right here.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just working on the bangs. Oh, is that the teeth?
Totally.
That's excellent.
Totally referencing teeth here.
So his mega form has like lots of extra teeth on top of like his regular form. So if you're not familiar with Mega Pinsir, this is the first time I'm seeing it because I never really cared about this Pokemon until we rolled it today. So
I appreciate that you're just going to keep talking because there's a weird amount of like focus that comes with designing something random off the top of my head.
Oh, so you're going to do like the schoolgirl base outfit.
Don't worry. I'm going to mess with it.
No, I kind of like it. I mean, all of their armor was just like overlaid on their schoolgirl uniform.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's really cute with like a really puffy sleeve that the shoulders sat down over, like a peak, kind of.
I think I know what you're talking about.
This must be the bug body.
No, this is me referencing the teeth, but trying to create a herringbone pattern in drawing form.
Oh, well, that's fancy. Is this you enacting a type of technique that you would like to try?
Yeah, can you do me a favor? Can you just look up the word herringbone in Google so I don't have to do this off the top of my head? References, man.
Herringbone pattern. Here we go. Oh, it's a very...
No, the black and white one was perfect.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one right here. Pull this one up. I have to tell her which one to pull up.
Hey.
All right.
It reminds me of like bathroom tiles.
It is very much bathroom tile-esque. But it's going to get me...
Or like the way that a volleyball is laid out when you draw that pattern. Kind of similar? Kind of.
There we go, because this is like my version of how Pinsir has teeth right in the middle of his body.
Fair.
So this is my version of the teeth without it being the teeth.
So you have teeth and you have teeth, essentially.
Yeah, I like to throw like little homages later in the design.
That's what we were talking about when it comes to adding in things as you go.
No, I think I'm going to do something like this for the makeup because I just think those hard lines will look cool.
And you said you weren't a great artist. Look at this.
It's okay.
It's better than me. It took me an hour and a half to draw a Furby. I love it. So very girly.
Kind of battle angel. What's her name?
Alita?
Yeah, thank you.
Similar.
Thank you.
You need like a battle suit though. Pretty sure you don't want to wear a cat suit with this though.
Can you pull back pictures of Pincer for me? Thanks.
Get big.
All right, so Pincer's got this like kind of claw thing going on. So I can put some like wing-a-lings. No, I don't like quite that look, but I can put.
Well, it's like
it's
very like.
Yeah, well, on Pincer it goes like this, but I think that's like a little bit more futuristic than what I'm looking for.
I wonder what that's supposed to be.
Its arm.
I don't know. Not very many beetles have that kind of extension on their bodies. I would know. I've been trying to design a beetle for Monster Hunter armor for a while. And I just don't know where to start, but I certainly know what a beetle looks like at this point.
The idea of fingers, I'm just like, scribble. Even though the fingers are physically there for me to trace, I am just scribbling them. But what I love about this character model with BodyChan is that I can just draw over it. So I'm not hung up on the details of like, what am I doing with this character? I'm more like just executing here. Like I'm just putting it together, the design. I'm not worrying about anything else.
Fair. So is this your armor? Is this a chest piece or is it a shirt?
I was starting out as a shirt, but I think I might turn it into a chest piece.
Because I mean, in the show they have these like half chest pieces that go across their schoolgirl outfits, and they usually have some sort of gem mounted. I assume that we're putting the gems on the shoulders for this.
Oh yeah, I definitely have shoulder gems. Boop, boop, boop.
But we definitely want to like, when it comes to incorporating different pieces of this Pokemon, we definitely want the segments. They're like super important for this particular.
Well, that's why I have a lot of like the skirt has the pleating. Like I thought about that. I've got the pleated skirt. I've got the teeth things going. I'm thinking about segmentation. I don't want to do too much lateral segmentation around my midsection like what the actual character design has, because just thinking about my own body and proportions, putting horizontal stripes is going to make me look wider and less elongated than what I would like. So I'm also keeping that in mind.
Yeah, most people don't look good with stripes that go across the body. I can't think of anybody who's pulled off that fashion statement.
The people who pull off that fashion statement are usually skinny people. And they do it because it gives them like curves.
Very nice. I almost feel like you need like a magical girl bow.
Yeah, I was just
like
thinking that. I need
giant bow.
Yeah, so I would have like a really big bow like that.
Oh my god. It's Magical Girl Pincer, everybody.
No, it's like Magical Knight Pincer.
Still, this is delightful. I love this.
Because then this could be like a bottom wing, actually. Like I would still do it in that same yellow.
I was going to say, this could technically stand for the hard cap. Like the beetles, like when they open up their wings, they have those little plated pieces that come out.
Now I have an idea for your segmented part. And it's segmented leg armor. Because you said you wanted segments, right?
Yes. Oh, okay.
So we'll do segmented armor going down the legs. That'll give us that moment that you were seeking.
You need some claws too on your feet.
Yeah, I'm just going to do like a pointed toe in that color, like in the claw color. go. I'm just putting in random segmentations here. There we go. So let's add some quick color just so we know what we're up to here. All right, so some things about this are going to be very colorful. Some things are not. So like I know the wings are going to be nice and colorful because the wings are going to be this nice, beautiful yellow. And so is my bow. My bow is also going to be a beautiful yellow. I still need to resolve what I'm doing with the part of my half skirt because I have a half skirt going.
I mean, you could have a bodysuit because bug bodies.
Oh, I should just do a black, like you see how I've got the black shirt? I should just do a black bodysuit.
You could have it underneath the skirt or like peeking out.
Oh, 100%. I agree.
So it's a very like K-pop half skirt, in my opinion. Other people might disagree.
I mean, this is very much like Clamp, Magic Knight Rayearth, Tsubasa Chronicles, Cardcaptor Sakura Villain.
A lot of Clamp dropping.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I'm doing something off the top of my head, that is one of the few references that I can drop without like having to think about it.
Also, Clamp is very well known for their gravity-defying costumes. I think just about every character that they've ever created has some sort of gravity-defying garment. Or a garment that like doesn't quite make a lot of structural sense, and when you're trying to make it as a cosplayer, it's just maddening. I'm currently working on a Cardcaptor's outfit and trying to figure out how I'm going to achieve all that lift with all that fabric. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors that go into that.
It's true. I do love when people figure out how to like make things hover with either like clear Worbla or those like clear rods for like mounting, floating, anything, honestly. I mean, didn't you do that with your Kaiza Vaporeon?
Oh, totally.
You had the clear rods. Yeah, it's something. I mean, you have to really get creative. I saw somebody else with like the
I actually kind of love the black out there.
Yeah, he has a lot of black.
Yeah.
On the underside.
I kind of love that, actually.
And suddenly, this design that you weren't looking forward to is now viable.
It could happen. It could happen.
It has to.
Could happen.
I mean, I kind of want to wear this now.
I mean, you could wear it.
After you wear it.
Okay.
Because that's typical of me.
So what I'm picturing, since this is like kind of a Hime style haircut, is I'm picturing that it gathers in the back in like a low pony, kind of like
the really low, like where it just gets the end.
Tifa Lockhart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can you feel me on that? Can you vibe me on that?
Will you draw it on the side for us?
I mean, eventually. I'm still coloring.
Gotcha.
I'm still very much entrenched in color warfare.
Also, low-key, those horns are just magnificent. I would want to like give them a pearlescent paint so that they like caught the light walking through the room, like a crown almost.
Mm-hmm.
Or even like that color shift paint that starts out white but then like shifts into like the purples and blues, but like not like it actually changes color. It's just like when it catches the light, like oil slick, it has that like glow.
I'm so triggered by oil slick. My most recent cosplay involved oil slick.
We just completed an Alolan muck. That was quite fun to photograph. Hopefully by the time that this panel airs, everybody will have seen it and have been impressed by it.
I genuinely hope so. That'd be lovely.
I was very impressed by it.
Oh, thanks.
Also, there was just a lot of fabric because when you're trying to make a muck pile, I mean, the concept is this.
Gesture a little more wildly next
layers
time.
of muck, so then layers of fabric. I don't know. It was wonderful.
I'm glad you liked it.
It was wonderful. I was really feeling my like dancer vibes, like Rio kind of dancers.
Oh, like Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, like when
Yeah.
they are on the floats and they've got all that fabric like whoosh whoosh whoosh. I have to describe it with noises because me using words these days is just
Birds these days.
words escape me.
I'm not hating this.
I kind of want you to make your bow like a little bit different color than the
Maybe I'll go orange.
just so it doesn't blend into your wings, because if your wings are gonna like lay out that way, you wouldn't see, or you wouldn't be looking for the bow as much, I guess.
Yeah, I see your point. Just gonna go back in and color some of these claw bits. Color in the claw bits. Color in the claw bits.
They're kind of there. You get the point.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the purpose of this is not to create a finished piece of artwork. The purpose of this is to give a, like, just so you know, this is what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, I think the orange bow is better. It's a better call.
It's just a design. It's a start. I mean, a direction. And it doesn't have to come out exactly as you put it down on paper. You can add
Right,
things
well, because
in.
the only person who's going to see this is you, me, and that's it. Like, if you wind up being like, oh, I need to make a change because this doesn't look good, or I don't know how to make this, like, no one cares if you change it from your OG design. Nobody cares.
I mean, also, a basic design leaves so much open territory for adding in things. Like, after the moment you've created it. Like, again, I've designed things completely on a whim, just putting stuff together, and suddenly it's like, oh, that's a look. Hey. Like, I like pleasant surprises when you don't know where you're going, but you know you want to go there. And then you're there, and you're like, how did that happen? I like it.
Is it horrible?
No, it's actually pretty awesome.
Oh, you liked it?
Yeah.
You know what I want to add? And I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to.
Is it going to be something gravity defying?
Yes. I want to add those wing casings that Mega Pincer has.
Maybe if you mounted the cape off of the wing pieces and
Yeah.
it just like flapped.
Yeah, I mean, future Mink will figure out how to actually put it together, but present Mink doesn't care because this is just a demonstration for like character design. Maybe.
I like desperately want you to do this now.
Really? I didn't realize you like it that much.
What else are you going to come up with for Pincer?
Literally anything else.
This is pretty unique.
What do you think so?
I'm pretty sure I've seen a samurai pincer out there before. I was just going with like shape and what
Yeah,
the
well,
Pokemon
I
reminded
think
me
you
of.
gotta remember that one of the things that I like to do is I like to subvert. Like, I was very close to doing this as like a Lolita pincer and be like, how do I make like Renaissance pincer, you know? Like, I like subverting expectations. That's why my Cubone was a Lolita Cubone, because I was like, I want it to be like baby doll, because Cubone's backstory is like, I'm a baby.
It came out really good.
Okay, so do I think that this is inherently a pincer? I mean, maybe. If people know what a mega pincer looks like, maybe. I want to change the proportions on some things. Now I'm just playing.
Well, this is Design 101. I almost feel like you should have something that folds so you can put it away.
Put it away.
Like you pull
You're not just going to get rid of it later?
So like tight rods. Like you pull it and it snaps to your back and you let it go and they pop out. Like,
Oh, maybe.
those aren't actually that hard to make.
No, it's just
It's just
a
elastic.
I was actually thinking of the pulley system.
Well, isn't the pulley system derived from like elastics? You
No,
like
it's not
pull them
necessarily
and
an elastic. It's something more rigid, like a paracord.
okay.
And you do a pulley system. So you can very easily do that pulley system and then get this cool thing. Oh, actually a steampunk pincer would have been fun. All right, so that's I think okay, yeah, that's actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
I've got your segmentations. I've got the teeth motif in here. I've got the horns. They're not as big as they could be. I might make them bigger, just make them cartoonishly loud.
Well, they are cartoonishly loud on this Pokemon. His horns are literally the size of his body. So maybe not do that, but
This is also why I like using Photoshop.
I guess Mink is going to make them the size of her body.
I mean, that's cartoonishly large. But like, oh, that's too small.
To be fair though, they are massive.
They are massive, so if I made them massive. Again, this is the joys of digital editing mean that I can do whatever I want.
I mean, also, if you're drawing this on paper, pencil and an eraser. Old school.
I know, but I just really, really like digital art.
I have a little notebook because I'm not the greatest at digital art. I'm really slow. That disconnect between your hand, the notepad, and the screen is like really difficult to adapt to for somebody like me. Other people pick it up right away. Which is why I have Mink here.
These horns are a little bit Hollow Knight, and I'm okay with that.
I mean, I love Hollow Knight.
I do too. I might go back and re-reference this with a filter of the knight from the Hollow Knight from the game Hollow Knight. Not trying to give any spoilers. So like, what kind of world would she live in? So I envision her in like a cave system. Like this would be great for like How Caverns, which does not allow photography of this magnitude, which is unfortunate because How Caverns would look bangerang. If this was like in those caverns, it would look so cool. I could picture this in like tunnels. There's a really wonderful tunnel system, like photography area in the Franklin Park Zoo in Boston.
We have some ice caves up north of here.
Oh, ice caves would actually look kind of cool.
Ice caves in the summer, they're all melted. I mean, it's just a cave, but
yeah, but
they're accessible.
Straight up caves, right? I would put this in a cave system. I would put this in definitely something natural but rocky, like specifically rocky areas.
So wait, we've got our design. Now we need a weapon, because
oh, you're killing me.
No magical knight is without a weapon. So what would you make?
That's a good question.
Is this more of a sword? I feel like this is a giant sword situation.
This would be a giant sword situation.
Since he's got, I mean, yeah, I would go with a sword. He doesn't really have anything blunt on him, nor is he something axe shaped.
I'll tell you what. We'll make a panel in the next couple of days that is the sword version of this. But for now, y'all have been patient enough with this design phase. You know what? I challenge you now. Doesn't have to be a sword. What is the weapon that she would use? If you have an idea for a weapon, you can send it in. We've got a Discord, right?
Put it on the PortConMaine Discord in my cosplay Q&A section. I would drop it under props. We'd love to see what you guys come up with.
Right, because I promise I won't steal it without your permission. I'm just like, I'm curious to see what everyone's inspirations are, because isn't that what this is all about? Just like being inspired by others, being inspired by others? Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, if we choose a design that somebody makes, we'd love to credit you.
I mean,
Mink would love to credit you since I'm pushing Mink to make this.
I'll make the costume. You make the prop.
I'll model it for you.
I'll make the costume. I will make the costume. You make the prop.
I do love prop making.
You gonna shake on it?
Fine. I mean, I do love a collaboration. I'm just saying. I've done a lot of collabs in the past of like groups and putting stuff together. I have a couple kind of in the background that have fallen off because of COVID, but I'm kind of hoping that they resurface. So yeah. Well, that's our. I'm gonna like finish this off with that's honestly what we do. We sit here and we throw junk on the screen and suddenly we have a design.
You literally just watch me be like, ooh, I have an idea. Oh, wait, but then there's this idea. And oh, wait, but then there's this idea. And it's just more of that over and over again.
Well, now you know how easy it is to take one idea and another idea and to mash it up.
And you can literally smell the references coming off of this. And it's like, oh, yeah, I wanted to put it with like this. Let's put a filter of this over it. Or like, let's add a little bit of this magic. It is kind of like cooking, not baking. Baking is a science, cooking is an art. It's a little bit of like a dash of this, a pinch of this. You throw together what sticks. Sometimes you come up with butkus. Like, I can't tell you in words how many times I've designed something and I'm like, I hate this.
Yep.
And then I just switch set and do something else. I love designing things randomly. I love like doing like, okay, roll dice and let's design a Pokemon together, I guess.
Got a lot of dice.
It's just silly. And if I use this, great. If I don't, also great. It's fine. It's all good.
And I mean, not to sound cliche, but the sky's the limit.
It really is.
You're only limited by what you think you're limited by. Honestly, if you set your mind to it, cliche, here I am again.
And as you may recall, at one point I did say, oh, figuring out how to make that's Future Mink's problem.
I mean, there's tons of resources out there. Ask a neighbor. I mean,
hey, neighbor.
You can ask me, you can ask me, you can ask anybody, because I'm pretty sure if you gather enough cosplayers in one room, we've all tried something at least once.
At least. Hey, should we do a social media sign out? Where can people find you on social media?
I'm going to let you start and I'll...
So I am Mink the Satyr. You can find me on pretty much like any social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I do have a Patreon if you're interested in supporting me in that way. I do have a Twitch stream where I mostly do digital art, but sometimes I do gaming as well. Take it away, Larcy.
Hey guys, I'm League of Larcy. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok if you really like dumb stuff. I have an Etsy too. I sell things like these ears. They're so soft. I like furry stuff.
Low-key, high-key a furry.
Yeah, I mean, I can't help myself. I have a whole closet full of faux fur, so hit me up if you want ears. But yeah, thanks for joining us for our Cosplay Design 101.
And thank you, PortCon 2021.
Yeah, for hosting us. Have a good one, guys. Happy summer.